So the mapping W equals 1 over Z is known as an inversion. So if Z, it's easiest to see what's happening if we write Z in polar form. Then you can see that this is equal to 1 over R, and 1 over e to the I theta is e to the minus I theta. We can also write it in Cartesians. So we've got 1 over x plus iy, and multiplying top and bottom by complex conjugate gives us this. So what does it actually do? Well, clearly it's going to map any point outside the unit circle. So if we've got our z-plane, and that's the unit circle. This is our w-plane with the unit circle and w-plane. It's going to map any point inside the unit circle to a point with rate r greater than 1 outside the unit circle. But the other thing is that, see, if this is angle theta here, then it's going to get mapped to an angle minus theta. So a point here is going to get mapped to a point with now theta this way at a distance 1 over r here. Okay. So from this, obviously, that if you've got a straight line which goes to infinity, then a straight line will get mapped to another straight line, except this is just a series of points at angle theta in this direction. This will get mapped to a series of points at angle minus theta in that direction. So it's fairly straightforward to see that we just, a straight line passing through the origin just gets reflected in the real axis. And what about circles? Well, circles are even easier. If we've got a circle of radius less than 1, then this is just going to get mapped to a circle of 1 over radius 1 over r. So it's going to be a circle, gets mapped to a circle of radius 1 over r outside the unit circle. The more interesting thing is what happens to circles which don't pass through the origin. So it turns out they get mapped to straight lines which don't pass through the origin, and vice versa. So straight lines which don't pass through the origin will get mapped to circles which don't pass through the origin. Which don't have the origin as the centre, I should say. Sorry, I said that wrong. So a circle which does pass through the origin will get mapped to a straight line not passing through the origin, and vice versa.